Who are stakeholders in a project, and why is it important to assess them? Stakeholders are individuals or groups with a stake in the project, whether positive or negative, internal or external to the organization. Assessing stakeholders is crucial to understand their influence, interest, and role in the project. Why is this assessment important? It helps in managing their expectations and leveraging their support. What is a common method for gathering information about stakeholders at the beginning of a project? Document analysis, including reviewing the business case and benefits management plan, is a common method to gather stakeholder information. What does this process involve? It involves identifying stakeholders' roles, interests, and potential impact on the project. What does the stakeholder register include? The stakeholder register includes stakeholders' names, contact information, roles, interests, and their influence on the project. Why is it essential to maintain a stakeholder register? It ensures that all relevant stakeholders are identified and their details are recorded for effective engagement. Why is it important to develop an engagement strategy for stakeholders? An engagement strategy is essential because stakeholders can significantly influence the project's success. Why should project managers focus on stakeholder engagement? Their involvement is key to achieving project objectives. What is the 2D model used for in stakeholder analysis, and how does it compare to the 3D model? The 2D model maps stakeholders based on their power and interest in the project, helping to determine the appropriate engagement strategy. How does the 3D model differ? The 3D model adds a third dimension, attitude, assessing whether stakeholders are supportive, resistant, or neutral, in addition to their power and interest. What are the 4 types of stakeholder engagement levels? The 4 types are unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, and leading. How do these levels affect the approach to stakeholder management? Understanding these levels helps tailor engagement strategies to move stakeholders towards a more supportive role. What is the focus for stakeholders with varying levels of power and interest? Stakeholders with high power and high interest should be managed closely and kept involved in the project's progress. What about stakeholders with low power and low interest? They should be monitored with minimal engagement. What is the salience model in stakeholder management? The salience model categorizes stakeholders based on urgency, legitimacy, and power, identifying the most important stakeholders as those possessing all 3 characteristics, known as definitive stakeholders. Why is the salience model important? It helps prioritize stakeholder engagement efforts based on their potential impact on the project. How can perceptions of stakeholders impact a project? Stakeholders' perceptions can significantly impact a project's success. How can these perceptions be managed? Managing these perceptions through feedback and communication is crucial to avoid misunderstandings and conflicts. What should be done if a stakeholder is currently resistant to a project? If a stakeholder is resistant, the strategy should aim to neutralize resistance by addressing concerns and gradually moving the stakeholder to a more supportive position. How can this be achieved? By understanding their concerns and engaging them in meaningful dialogue. What is the role of a stakeholder engagement assessment matrix? SAM. SEAM helps assess the current and desired engagement levels of stakeholders, guiding strategies to move them from their current state to the desired state. Why is SEAM important? It provides a structured approach to improving stakeholder engagement over time. What is the purpose of stakeholder engagement in a project? Stakeholder engagement aims to understand and manage stakeholder expectations, influence, and involvement throughout the project lifecycle. Why is ongoing engagement necessary? Continuous engagement ensures alignment between the project's goals and stakeholders' expectations, leading to better project outcomes.